All right, so this is day 17 of the challenge. So let's talk about day 16 real quick. So day 16, of the 100 to 150K challenge, we're not doing very well because market just been chopping, to be honest. And back in the day, NFP week, it used to fucking move. This bitch is not moving. Like, and it'll probably move tomorrow when the news come out. But there's 4 other days of the week, if that makes sense, right? So one, we've been getting stuck in a lot of chop. Two, I blew $100 account yesterday in the chop. We got the account to like $200. So okay, so we start the top of the week, with the PDT rules, right? And we're anticipating that it's going to add demand into the market. It makes sense. Dollar already high. Oil was at a low. We catch the breakout on oil, top of the week. We ride that shit out. We get in on like Sunday, Monday, and we end it most of the week. And we end a lot of pairs most of the week. And then the market just start kind of reversing a little bit. Like I'm talking about, like I know what retests could be like 50 to 90%. Them hoes hit like 90%, damn near all of them. Oil pulled all the way the fuck back. It didn't make no sense, right? But it's okay because really I just been doing a lot of back end work today because we really got no other choice but to be patient because we understand where we are in market, or at least I do. I understand where we are in the market. You guys are following me, right? And I'm very specific about how I'm going to play the market this summer. We know exactly where we are in the market. It can only happen one way. They're stalling. They're really stalling this fucking market. So NFP got it. NFP got it. Because we don't have no choice. So it's just like, what are we doing in the waiting time? Well, let's just start. Day 16, I stayed up for like 24 hours because, you know, we had pretty good positions on a lot of the pairs. So I'm thinking on day 16, we finna finally clap these accounts instead of getting clapped, right? But no, we got clapped. Twice actually. This today, like right now, last few positions blue, and then yesterday positions blue. But I'm only recording this because I have to. You know what I'm talking about? I'm a great trader. I've never had a season like this before. So I might as well tell y'all my day to day, my thought process, because it's like it's easy to look at the final outcome of a result, but it's the thought processes along the way that I have that we might not remember, if that makes sense. So that's why I like recording it too, so that people that don't get to see the challenge live, they get to see all the days I failed, all the days I succeeded. I fucking stayed up for 24 hours just to blow my fucking account yesterday. And then I was so tired, I slept for like 8 to 12 hours today. That's why the timing off because I usually sleep. I'll be up at night, so I'm like nocturnal, but I usually get sleep through, at some point in the day, like at least 5 to 8 hours, So it's not that I don't sleep. I do sleep. I just sleep at weird hours. And I pulled an all-nighter, well, shit, an all-dayer yesterday because we had good positions in the market. I'm thinking the last pullback, we gonna clap it, but now we got clapped. So it's okay. So I was just working on back end stuff because and then cleaning up and then I meal prep because it's really about the system. Like I understand the system that I have. I understand the process. And the process has created 7 millionaires and a lot of thousandaires. And then I flipped a lot of accounts from 100 to 100K plus, you know what I'm talking about? So it's just like when I know that I'm the constant variable in the equation and the system that I have is a constant variable in the equation, it's almost like that's kind of what makes me less emotional in the market because I really don't have no other choice. If that makes sense, I trade a very particular way to where I use the brokers as like an ally. So it's like people see me not paying attention to the accounts, but I've never had to pay attention to the account. That's what you're not understanding. And I think the only thing that's confusing people is that because I can trade negative account numbers when the account balance goes negative, they get confused and then they end up, I guess, closing their positions themselves instead of letting the broker close the positions. If that makes sense, 'cause I usually announce if it's me closing the positions, but it's also, it's the signals isn't even live to like the public yet, so I know for sure the people that's in the challenge, with me in that side of the signals. I've had this conversation with you guys before, so it's like I never have to rush to talk to you guys about it again because we already talked about it, unless you're just not watching. But then that's your fault if you're not watching because I try to discuss my thought process and my mindset and my emotions day to day so that you guys understand. Because it's one thing to show you guys the process on how to trade. It's another thing to look, we blowing the fucking we just took Euro CAD right there. We got like a few positions left in this account. But this account pretty much blown. Like we're talking about it just took a position right there. So NFP got it this week. Can't really do nothing about it. And oh, let's look at the charts real quick. I'll show you. I'll show you exactly what I'm looking at. Hang on. Let's do this. All right, so this is DXY. If you're able to see my screen right now, let me see. Make sure. Yep, you should be looking at TradingView, right? TradingView is how we access the markets, look at the charts, but look at this. We have not we've been in straight consolidation since way before May, but for sure since May 15th, right? So let me grab a vertical line. Let's do this. Ooh, May 15th. This is every single day since May 15th, and it's June 5th. It's my sister's birthday, but we'll talk about that in a video later. It's my sister's birthday today. Happy birthday, Chelsea. Um, she the one that, I helped moved out earlier, top of the year. Oh, mom was going through all that shit. Um, but I mean, I'm the oldest of three, so I always help my siblings out. I always help my family out when, at least when they deserve it. You know what I'm talking about? Even when they don't deserve it, it just depends on who it is. But either way, it all started with trading Forex, and then from trading Forex, I got into trading other asset classes. Forex right now is really choppy. Shit, other asset classes are choppy too right now, but this is why when I know I have no control over a certain situation, I really just don't take it personally because there's nothing I could fucking do about it. You know what I'm talking about? And I think the thing is, a lot of people don't teach you guys that you have to really, like, you know how y'all say there's controlling people in like relationships and shit like that? Well, y'all controlling in the market. Like, you're trying to force the outcome, if that makes sense. And I'll try to force an outcome to a certain extent, but it's with a small account because I know like the results that I get. So when the market is doing shit like this, then that's when I'm just like, I kind of pull back and I start caring less about the account because if the account can run itself and a small account can turn into a large account, if that makes sense, then it's a matter of letting the market do what it do. Therefore, the broker's an ally, patience is an ally, but on a small account, patience is your biggest ally. The only thing that's been absolutely moving is indices, if that makes sense. Everything else has been in some sort of consolidation. So since May 15th, where we trade a lot of dollar pairs. So May 15th, high of May 15th was this, low of May 15th was here. Every single candlestick outside of these last three candlesticks fit in this range. But even then, these three candlesticks fit in the range of this wick set since May 15th. You see this shit? It's not much we can do about it. And people are like, the dollar's going up, everything's falling. Blah, blah." Well, bitch, go trade the fucking buying dollar and go sell all the shit that's falling. Because at the end of the day, all I hear is blah, 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 blah. But I've been talking on YouTube for 2 months out of my 10 years trading, and ain't nobody showed me no better account flips from myself or my students. You know what I'm talking about? Like, we doing it. We doing the best account flips because ain't nobody showing me nothing different. So until somebody show me something different, that's what I'm gonna go with. Although I am in a losing season. Not a losing season. I mean, I don't know. It just depends. I'm blowing these little tiny ass accounts. I would say that because I ain't got no control over it. We looking at the same shit. We're looking at the dollar right now. Look at this dumbass shit. We can't control this shit. You gotta get to a point to where you understand the process. You understand the rules of the market. You have patience. You probably not profitable. That's why you kind of weary of things. But I'm profitable, so I'm not weary of things. I know this shit not me. You know what I'm talking about? And like y'all like to look at other traders. Other traders is having a really hard time in this market, but I'm more of a swing trader. I can't do shit with chop. I can't do shit with consolidation. This market has to pick a fucking side. It has picked a side. It's too fucking high. It's not going nowhere. We're just waiting for this bitch to fall at this point. Because look at U.S. oil. U.S. oil was kind of fucking crazy, actually. That kind of blew me that we ended up getting stopped out of that. Especially right here. I should never load that account again this week, to be honest. But yeah, we caught this breakout here on US oil. And this is a daily chart. So first day, second day, third day, fourth day, fifth day. Fifth day, it went 50%, pulled back 50%. But it's like, granted, yeah, we caught some breakouts over here, but mainly our entries were here. And look at where we're retesting. Exactly there. That's like Monday going into Tuesday. That's probably exactly where we entered, actually. So we had 100% of where we entered in the first place. But it's like we see the setup. Markets making higher highs, higher lows. We see it. But now it's about patience. And when the market pulled back 50%, yeah, we expect it, but we don't expect the same time because in trading, you don't know when, you don't know why, and you don't know when. It makes sense 50-50 hindsight. Hindsight 2020. You know what I'm talking about? So that's the dot. Well, wait, that's US oil. GBP USD. This bitch right here, not this bitch in the air. Oh my God, this bitch stopped us out too. This shit's so annoying. But look at it. I mean, me and my private student on Wednesday, we looked at GBP USD. Look, we say that she was on a call with me. We say this shit finna go up, and this is before we break the trend line. We get into a buy in the signals on just a point of one. The account was so low from the market pulling back from here to here this GBP USD, but we was in a lot of different pairs, but all the pairs are basically cousins. So long story short, in this video, we'll get into the other stuff in other videos. But long story short, for day 17, market basically pulled back from here to here. That's not much. That's like 50, 60 pips. But it was very violent the way that it pulled back on Tuesday. Like, bitch, stop. That's how I be feeling. But it's like I know that I cannot control the market and I'm okay with what the market does, but I try to make sure that I'm buying at a correct point in the market so that I can withstand the pullbacks. But when that shit just start blowing for no reason, and I know that I'm buying right or I'm selling right, then I just let the market do what it got to do. Watch for NFP as it is right now. The market just explode, which I'm probably gonna load another account. I'm not gonna hold you because I'm not gonna miss the fucking setups for NFP because the shit don't have no other choice. It's already damn near trying to pull a W right here. I'm like, stupid bitch. But we on the call, right? And then me and her into GU buys together. It'll alert the signals. And then we on the call still. She goes upstairs to get her charger. And this shit blow our accounts because it went just a little bit more on a 15-minute chart. But same with oil today. We entered oil three fucking times on heavy lots. And we had swing lots and we had some a little heavier lots. So we had like 3.05s. Not at the same time though. Two of them was at the same time, but I put stops on them, right? You guys saw I put stops on the US oil trades. Kind of like, yeah, it was this fucking shit right here. I put stops on the US oil trades right here so that we enter here. I put stops on it like below this low. This shit slam through them stops and then take the fuck off. I'm like, stupid bitch. But we had a point oh 0.01 here still, and it was fine. So the point oh 0.01 is up like 20, 30 bucks. I'm like, cool, we'll just leave the point oh 0.01 and then we'll add another point oh 0.01 here so that a retest of here, the market could go up. Boom. Market don't go up as we can see. That bitch is still falling. And that's how we talking to the market in my head. Because why the fuck are we in consolidation like this? Like, look at this shit. Boom, boom, boom. I can't do nothing with this. So I'm talking about we getting chopped the fuck up. You can't do nothing about it. We buying low every time. We doing great. Market said, they think they buying right. Fuck them. They said fuck them, and we just have to say fuck it. Metals, we didn't get in no metals this week. Thank God. Probably would have been wrong. JPYs, we were in buys on JPYs. They also came down. That didn't work out for sure. Euro USD, we bought right. That shit still came down. As you can see, count blown. That didn't work out. NZD USD, damn. We did buy right on NZD USD. Actually, what day is it? Oh, wait. The 5th. And then, okay, well, we lost on that one because we for sure bought like on the 31st and the 1st. So, yeah. But I mean, you just gotta kind of gotta take it with a grain of salt, if that makes sense, because what's done is done. Um, the market kind of looking a little funny. I'm gonna probably just give it to NFP week. I'm gonna let it have it because I'm executing at the highest I can. So it's just a matter of will this market let me survive or not? and we haven't even got into big lot sizes yet. So if I'm consistently putting point on ones on something and it's not letting me survive, I'm just really not thinking about it. I'm not gonna hold you. That's my thought process. Like halfway through Wednesday's meeting with my one-on-one session, I told her when we were blowing that account, I said, honestly, I'm probably not gonna trade no more because the market really got it at this point. Like if it's blowing these positions and that's our game plan, like it just took another US oil position and that's our game plan and we had a certain plan for the week, then there's no point in me really doing nothing else. So I tried the plan on two accounts, $200 accounts, and both of them hoes is gone. So it's almost like, okay, I gotta wait for the market to close and see what the market is going to do, if that makes sense. Because this shit didn't work out this week at all. Like I've had small accounts. Look, even that $14 account was fucking 2 weeks, if that makes sense. So if a smaller account can last for weeks at a time, and the last $100 account we had lasted for like 3 weeks, and the first one we had lasted for like 3 weeks, like it's almost to a point to where like, are we moving in slow fucking motion or is it me? That's where I'm at because it's almost like it's unreal, but it's not playing a factor into my life. When I'm blowing accounts like this, I really just, I just do my regular life. Meal prep, make sure I work out, make sure I get a word in, play with my kid. She actually about to leave for the summertime. Here and there. Me and my in-laws share custody throughout the summer, so she can play with her cousins and stuff for a longer time. So I might have more free time there. But overall nothing really changes, you know. Still gotta eat right, still gotta work out, still gotta get a word in, still gotta learn every day. Not necessarily trading learning, but people don't realize about this account flip, this account challenge, that once the account challenge is complete, it's complete. And then you guys gotta figure out where to put the money. I'm gonna donate mine to my nonprofit. You feel me? So it's just like never get to a point in the world to where you think you know everything and you just gonna stop learning because like I said, I have been working for myself for almost a decade and there's not a day that I've ever just stopped learning. Like I feel like if I'm not learning something, I just be bored. I can't even fucking do it. So I just kind of wanted to give y'all an update for day 17. Long story short, blew two accounts this week. Day 16, I stayed up 24 hours. I felt like a fucking ghost actually, day 16 by the end of it. I was so ready to go to sleep. And then I kind of felt kind of out of it too today. Just tired, like, ugh. And then the account was getting blown. I'm like, stupid bitch. So then it just added to it. I don't know about y'all, but I get extremely sleepy when I blow my fucking accounts. I'm like, damn, bitch, stop. Because it's legitimately that. But hopefully we have a better week next week. Don't get discouraged. I mean, you can get discouraged if you want, but it's not gonna help nothing. You still gotta invest in assets. You still gotta think long term. You still gotta implement yourself in this market and be able to execute. You still gotta have a clear mind. And what helps my mind be clear in times like this is just knowing that I know the rules, knowing that I didn't make any mistakes in my execution this week. I bought right every single time, as much as I could, depending on the time frame that I looked at. I will add that in. You know what I'm talking about? But I'm not just adding for no reason. I always have a reason when I'm adding to a setup, if that makes sense. And the only thing that keeps me going is I know if a small account couldn't make it, a large account couldn't make it. So I mean, ain't shit I can do about it. So I just kind of let the world be the world, and when the market is ready, it'll be ready because it only take one time to be right. It's like winning the Super Bowl. You know what I'm talking about? Like you ever won a Super Bowl before? Hey, me neither. In certain situations, in trading situations, I've won the Super Bowl. But I've never won the actual Super Bowl. But most people in their lifetime, they win one Super Bowl. In trading, you can win way more than one time. You know what I'm talking about? So at the end of the day, I hope y'all learned a lot from this. I think it's important for me to record every part of every season that I'm in because eventually, you guys aren't going to be able to trade with me like that. If you guys miss the account challenge and stuff like that. So it's like you won't be able to get that in the moment thought process. So it's important for me to record it because I didn't record before in the beginning of my journey because I didn't know what was going to happen. But even then, good days compound, bad days compound. Sometimes we get more bad days compounded than good days compounded. Shit, I feel like we in that kind of season right now. Like, okay, when this shit gonna end? Because for real, when is this shit going to end? But I never have a loss of enthusiasm. I have fun every single day. Every day there's somebody that needs to get roasted online. Um, House is clean, dogs is healthy, daughter's healthy, sisters are good, I'm good. That's what it all come down to. I took a lot of the things that I absolutely need to pay for, like off the table a long time ago, such as household and vehicles and shit. So it's a lot more relaxing, I would say. But in the beginning, it wasn't as relaxing. But we all have to start from somewhere, if that makes sense. Like in the beginning, I didn't want to take the risk either, or the risk being taken hurt because it would either lead to me getting evicted or me getting a car repossessed and shit like that. I know how it is, but at the same time, if you don't start, you're just gonna be like my ex's moms and shit. 50 years old and still gotta go through the same shit because you never took that leap of taking a risk, and you take as many risks as it takes, as many times as you could take. And this is really the part when people fall off because they think they can't take any more risk. But I always feel like and think about it. It's like, I like to play psychological games for myself. It's like the gold story. You ever heard that story? I had heard that story in 2018. This was before I even became a millionaire. And it was basically about the guy that dug, well, he was digging for gold. Long story short, he dug, 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 dug. He didn't find any gold, sold his spot because he was tired of digging and he thought it was a dud, right? And then the guy that bought it from him only dug like one more meter and struck gold, but dude wanted guaranteed money basically, right? And so he's like, well, I'd rather just sell my hole for like $500. So sold his hole for like $500 because he thought nothing was at the bottom of it. Other guy took over his spot because he's a fucking quitter, and then he dug one more meter and been rich the rest of his life. Generations that came from him rich the rest of their life. You know what I'm talking about? But so that's the aspect of it. We don't know what we don't know. I for sure don't know when, and I can't teach you guys faith, but I could tell y'all stories about why I have so much faith, and I could show you my receipts, and I could show you the process. But then the belief, that shit is up to y'all. All I can do is talk about who I am, what I've done, what's my thoughts on it, and you can agree or disagree. But at the same time, at least I said it so that it hopefully helps your perspective to make you profitable. And if not profitable, at least make it easier for you to lose so that when you are in like a season like this by yourself next time, then you know what to do type shit. You know what I'm talking about? So that's all I got for y'all. And I hope it helps. And I will catch y'all hopefully under better circumstances.